Hi, I'm Brian Vaughn, pastor of engagement here at Grace Church. These short videos will help you discover grace, a little of our history, along with our beliefs and priorities, and who we are as a church. Ultimately, we want you to feel part of this community and find a place to connect and grow in your faith. You probably have lots of questions about the church, like, what's the senior pastor like? Is Grace too big for me? How can I be part of a small group? What in the world's a small group? We get it. But before we go there, let me ask you a question. What's your story? What drew you to Grace? Maybe you're new in town and checking us out. Or maybe you just want your kids involved in our youth programs here. Maybe you're hurting and you need some hope and healing. Well, each week, thousands just like you join us in person or online for these reasons and more. Well, whatever your reason, we're so glad you're here. We're interested in your story because you matter to us. More importantly, you matter to God. And what about this? What if your interest in Grace Church is about God's interest in you and what He's doing in you right now? Well, to understand how our stories intersect, it's important to understand your story and where you are in your own faith journey, because we don't assume that everyone watching today is at the same point in that journey. It could be that you're not really sure what Christianity is all about. Maybe you want to learn more about Jesus. Maybe you prayed for the forgiveness of your sins years ago, but you still have a lot of questions about faith. Well, regardless of where you are in your journey, you can fit here and grow here and find a place to belong here. For almost 100 years, thousands have found a place to connect and belong here with others in Christian community. And we're glad to come alongside and help you discover your place at Grace. Grace has a rich history. In the late 1920s, a handful of people meeting in a house in Edina, Minnesota, started Edina Baptist Church. And over the next 30 years, this small group of believers grew into a large congregation, reaching the entire Twin Cities area. And in 1973, made the change to a non-denominational affiliation and adopted the name Grace Church. By 2002, the congregation had outgrown the Edina location on 53rd and France, and in August of that year, the whole congregation moved to Eden Prairie. We later added a campus in Chaska in 2015. Today, Grace Church reaches thousands of people in weekly gatherings and online viewers, and also supports more than 100 full-time missionaries. The buildings, the music, and the clothing styles have changed a lot over the years. People have come and gone, but our core beliefs remain unchanged. And we'll talk about that in Discover Part 2.